Chocolo Roberto here for another video review. Let's have the McVitie's Jaffa Jonuts. Yes, a new original it says. Yeah, now very sceptical about these ones, I must say, very sceptical. What does it say? The love child of the epic Jaffa cakes and the delicious donuts. We call them Jonuts. Yeah, 4 of them in here. So a few things well, basically, as you don't know, Jaffa cakes are sort of like a UFO shaped, I guess like mini cake really. Some arguments whether a biscuit or a cake, but basically they go hard when you leave them out, so that's one way to sort of denote they're a cake. Yes, there's other ways as well. But yeah, they've basically got like a sort of a layer of, they're sort of like half cake, like a sort of, I guess you'd say a sort of base of cake. Then they've got like a sort of sphere or like a little circle of I guess sort of like a orange jelly in there. And then the top half is covered in chocolate. So obviously these Jonuts sort of semi-replicating that. And so you can see they've got like a orange jam centre around the ring, and chocolate on top, and the cake at the bottom. The chocolate's only on the top of them. Now the reason I'm a bit sceptical about these is because Jaffa cakes generally only sort of work, I think, they're at their best when they're just the regular Jaffa cakes. And I do other flavours and things like this, but they're never quite as good. And also this one, I don't think it's got the actual sort of same kind of jam, you know, sort of jelly sort of sense that a Jaffa cake has. It's sort of jam, I think, by the looks of it. And whether there'll be a lot of that, I don't know. I just have real bad, you know, bad vibes about this one. I'm not really, and also I think they're too big. There's like 4 of them in here. I think they should be Jaffa cake sized, you know, but with the good proportions. And I think this is the problem. Now I did buy a box for some friends earlier today as well, and they basically gave me the reaction I was expecting, where they just weren't really that great, you know. One of them even said they weren't really worth the calories, you know. So yeah, they did have them, a couple of them. Yeah, they did have a couple of them. They went back for them for more, but yeah, I don't know. So my fears have probably been realised, but I've not tried them myself. I avoided trying them. I thought, you know, wait till I review them later. But I've heard bad things as well. So I've been starting this review quite negative. Don't really like that. So let's try and sort of brush it under the carpet now and go at it with fresh eyes, really. So who knows? But as I say, first impressions are a bit dubious, really. But they are a new product. I feel like if they were a proper donut, these are based on the donuts, I'd say the US, the American donuts, the DONUTS donuts is the way I differentiate them. And the ones basically with a ring in the middle. Now the regular donuts, which I would spell as DOUGHNUTS, are the ones that like just a solid donut with a sort of jam centre. And I feel like if these were those, and obviously they probably couldn't sell these not fresh, they probably have to be fresh ones. I think they would work, and it had just a solid jam centre of the jam centre which they normally have. I think that would actually be really nice, and I think, you know, if you just put a chocolate layer on top, I think that would be really I think that would be perfect. But unfortunately, we're stuck with these sort of US style donuts, and probably not great proportions and things. So, but yeah, let's see what it says on the back anyway. Let's have a look, see what it says. 4 light sponge donuts. It says it's spelled donut right there, though. You notice donut is spelled right. Yeah, but then you'll notice here it's spelled the American way. Interesting, that. Interesting. All right, well, there we go. So a light sponge donuts, but as I say, for me, the difference between donuts and donuts, my own official differentiation is that the ring ones are donuts with a ON, and the proper donuts, I would say, the ones that are solid, no ring in the middle, solid, big, you know, fresh, sort of, you know, big lump. That's the DOUGHNUT one. Anyway, 4 light sponge donut shaped rings with orange flavoured filling covered in dark crackly chocolate. Ingredients: orange flavoured filling, 21%. Does it have palm oil? Yes, it does. Vegetable palm fat, anyway. I think they're pretty much the same thing. Palm oil there. Anything else? The product contains the equivalent of 10% orange juice. There. Okay, quality guarantee. Get in touch if you're not happy. Things like that. Right, per 100 grams, 388 calories, 14.9 grams of fat, 3.7 which are saturated. So it's pretty low on the 500 to 550 scale that chocolate products tend to have, but of course this is a donut. And per ring, 43 grams, 167 calories, 6.4 grams of fat, 1.6 of which are saturates. Suits vegetarians. Thought Jaffa cakes couldn't get any more epic. Think again, a magic Jaffa combo, but with a twist. Soft donut shaped sponge, tangy orange filling, topped with a layer of crackly chocolate. There you go, yeah. So at least tried at least on the description to make it sound like a Jaffa cake, but there we go. Yeah, 123healthybalance.com. Follow them at Jaffa Cakes Official on Instagram and Jaffa Cakes on Facebook. No Twitter address. Interesting. That's it, it's just recycle information there. Okay, so not much more going on. There's some sort of recycle thing there, saying whether it's a donut or a cake. Well, I must say, I'm not sure what the difference between is a donut a cake. I don't know. They still basically have that on the regular Jaffa cake, saying is it a cake or a biscuit. But obviously, I don't know if it's quite applicable in this case, but maybe it is. I don't know. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Jump for Jaffa Joy. You've hit the snack pot. There we are. I'm not too keen on I don't know, orange peel like this around here. I know probably regular Jaffa cakes have it, but I always feel like it doesn't look too appetising. I don't know why. Okay. Do not try to resist. There we go. Alright, well, I think we need to give it an open then. Yeah, always says there's another one as well. Have your Jonut and eat it. Instead of have your cake and eat it. So does that imply it is a cake? At least in this case. Yeah. Alright, well, let's give it an open, I think. Let's do it. Let's give it an open. Okay, let's get these McVitie's Jaffa Jonuts. A bit of a tongue twister there. A new original and open. So new as you can see. Yeah, so just pull the tab, I guess. So yeah, I've done about 810 reviews roughly at the time of recording. So if you like this video, please click the like and subscribe button if you haven't done so already. And yeah, I'll put a link to a place for all my other reviews in the top right hand corner. Have a look. So after you watch this one, you can go check those out. Hope you enjoy those too. And it says you're winning there. Yeah, I don't know why it's saying that. Oh, there you go. Congratulations, you're winning at snack time. It says. Okay, unusual. Right, so there we go. So I've got 4 of them here. Let's take one out. Fit quite well into the box. I need to say. You know, there's obviously probably going to be some foolishness involved, but they do overlap each other. Probably not perfect, but it looks acceptable. Okay, so individual packaging here. 1 individually wrapped Jonut. Okay, so yeah, nothing too great. It's got the orange sort of look to it. Not too bad. Got the calorie information on it again, like on the outside. Super vegetarians, it says there as well. Right, so let's give it an open then. So quite a small product after all that. Let's see. Yeah, alright. So very nice smell coming from it, I have to say. It looks okay. Quite soft sponge though. It's not like the sponge from an actual Jaffa cake, which is quite hard. Yeah, it looks okay. It looks alright, that actually. Alright, let's give it a bit of a measure then. So we'll measure the height. Let's be careful because it might squish a bit. So it's about roughly 2.4 centimeters in height. And width, we'll do the top. There's a bit of a lip on the top of chocolate, as you can see. So I'll do a measurement at the top. Be careful not to squish it. Like that. That we did do. It's about 7.3 centimeters, but it's a bit difficult. Yeah, it does get a bit squished. At the bottom, roughly 6.4 from there, but it's a bit difficult, the bottom one, to measure really. Alright, so let's give it a bit of a cut then. So we're hoping to see, let's see, some quite nice jam centre here. Yeah, alright, so you can see there, if you can lift up a bit, you can see there is a bit of jam there. A bit less on that side though, but it could be just the sponge has gone into it a bit. But yeah, you can see here though, this is a problem my friends noticed as well. They see this bit, there's nothing there. There is on that side. For some reason on this one, there's no jam there at all. It's just disappeared. Yeah. Yeah, it's disappeared. Seems to appear a bit further on, maybe. Could be slightly in the, yeah. So it seems to have segments where it's just not there. I don't know. So that might be disappointing. Let's just open it there. It seems to be there for the most part, but it does seem to sort of disappear a bit. So sorry for the oversaturation there. So you can see in the top one, it's not quite as prominent as in the bottom one, although it is on that side there. So I don't know. It seems to be hit and miss. It's probably injected, probably under here, under the chocolate part, from the top. So it might be why it's a bit hit and miss. It's probably injected at certain points over other points. So we can just remove this chocolate top a bit. Yes, that might be an injection point there. I don't know if you can quite see that, like a little dimple. You can see that hole there. It's probably been injected there, so there's probably another hole. It could even be there actually, where the chocolate seems to, if it focuses in. So there's like a little bit there, so I'll take that bit of chocolate off as well. If there's another seemingly injection point there, if I can do it. The sponge is falling away a bit now. Hard to do. Hard to do. We can see it's even stuck to it there. Probably where the injection point was actually. Possibly. So then that's probably what happens, and that's why it's a bit hit and miss. But it's, you know, yeah, without taking the whole chocolate off, and it doesn't really come off very easily. Can't really tell you for sure, but that seems to be the case. That's my impression. Yeah. In fact, you can perhaps see a bit of an injection point in there actually. Yeah. Basically where they've got a syringe and just injected the orange flavouring into it. You can actually pretty much see it there, can't you? Where it's caved in a bit and it goes down through the sponge from the top. Yeah, you can see it actually quite clearly there, where it's clearly above this bit there, just there. Goes right to the top there. Alright, yeah, okay, well let's give these a taste then. Dissected enough, let's give them a taste. Let's do it. Okay, let's get these McVitie's Jaffa Jonuts, a new original taste. Yes, we did dissect one pretty much before, so it's in a bit of a mess on the plates at the moment, you can see there. Yeah, so what I'll do is I'll probably just open a new one. So we'll do that. Okay, so we get the proper experience, I guess. All right. Okay, well, I'm not expecting too much from these, but you never know, could be surprised. So let's give it a go. Let's give it a taste. A relatively thick chocolate top. It's obviously quite thin, but it's substantial enough to taste it. It tastes, it's a very sort of, it's a very soft sponge. I have to say it's a bit like a sort of lemon drizzlies type sponge, really, something like that. You know, it's very, I'd say quite moist, but not overly so. There's definitely a sort of relatively distinct orange flavour there. It's not too bad actually. I was expecting worse than this actually. I don't mind it. I don't think I love it, but I don't mind it. There's definitely no real orange in the same way that a Jaffa cake has at all. It really isn't much like a Jaffa cake whatsoever actually. I mean the orange here is quite sort of soaked into the sponge for the most part. You can't really, there's no chew to it or solidity to it. It's just literally like a, it's not even really like a jam. It's just sort of, you know, yeah, like it's like sort of like lemon drizzle has lemon injected into it. This has got orange injected into it really, or an orange flavour of some kind. It's not too bad actually. I don't mind them. I think, as I don't love them, I think they're also very much like basically a fruit sponge cake really, with a chocolate top. So it's really just like eating a cake rather than a donut. It's more cake than donut for sure. More cake than a Jaffa cake is really. Yeah, I don't mind this. It's not really like a donut. It's not really like a Jaffa cake. It's more like a cake. It's just more like a sort of, as I say, lemon drizzle style cake, but with orange. I quite like the chocolate top. It's just the right thickness really. I'll say it's a bit of a funny one. It grows on you a bit. I really was expecting nothing great from these actually, and I don't mind them. I was expecting to give this probably a 2 out of 5, but I think this is not too bad. I think you know, if you love Jaffa cakes, this is definitely not really something that you'll necessarily like just because of that. It really is a completely different product. You know, it's literally completely different. It's just based off of it. You know, I mean, there's nothing Jaffa cake like about this really, other than the fact it vaguely has a, you know, a similar pattern for the look of it. Other than the fact it's obviously a ring donut. I forgot what they're called now. The actual shape, a donut shape, is it? Not torus, is it? Something like that. Anyway, but yeah, yeah. But the cake itself, I'd say, very light, very moist. Very much like a lemon drizzle cake. It's, you know, it's really like that. And it does have a moist. I was expecting to be a bit of it to be a bit problematic that it didn't just have like a solid sort of ring of orange. What would you say? Even orange. I can't think what you'd call it really. Orange. Well, I thought what you'd say. Drizzle or whatever. I don't know. Orange flavouring, orange juice. It's not really juice, is it? But I can't think what you'd call it. It's syrup or whatever. I'm not sure. But you know, but it doesn't really matter. It's absorbed into all the sponge. So it does give it a moistness and an orangey taste. Someone said the orange taste is amazing, but I think overall I am actually rather impressed with this. I don't know if it's something I really am massively in love with, but I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it's dry. I think it's quite moist. I mean, the chocolate works quite well on top. I think there's enough of it. I don't think it's, you know, it's not really crackly like a Jaffa cake, but it's crackly enough. I'd say I think the main thing is the fact that the sponge actually does work and it is moist. Yeah, all the way through really. Even the bits that you might not think look particularly like they're full of you know, orange. You know, I don't know what you call it really. I can't think what you call it now, but yeah, does it actually say on the back? Orange flavoured filling it calls. I'm sure there's an actual name for it. I can't quite think what it is. But anyway, yeah, even the bits aren't, are still quite moist, and it's not, you know, so it's because it's obviously injected at different points, so there's different, you know, intensities of it. You know, so some points have got more in it than others. But even so, it works. You know, you never feel like I'm eating just a dry sponge. Yeah. No, I'm actually not too. I'm not too. I'm not disappointed with this actually. I think it's quite nice. I don't think it's my cup of tea particularly. I think it's something I'd have over and over again. But as a cakey product, I say not really as a donut. It's more of a cake, as I say. It really is more of a cake. It really doesn't taste anything like a donut at all, either the ringed ones or anything else. You know, it is more of a cake, a lemon drizzle style cake, really. But I say I think it just works pretty well. I think it works pretty well. It's a strange product. Nothing really at all like a Jaffa cake. Nothing at all like a donut. Very sort of unique, I would say. So it's just more like a sort of a lemon drizzle style cake, but with orange. Yeah. So I think for me, it's probably, I think it's a 4 out of 5. I think this one, I don't mind it. I don't love it, but I think it's better than I thought it would be. And I think it's interesting and relatively unique. And the range of products it is. I don't think it's really anything like a Jaffa cake. I don't think if you like Jaffa cakes, you're necessarily going to like this. But it's pretty moreish. It's probably disappointing at first because you're probably expecting something like a Jaffa cake or something like a donut. You don't really get either. You just get more something like just a lemon drizzle cake, but with orange flavouring, and a good chocolate top. I think once you're used to that, it's actually not too bad. Yeah, so 4 out of 5. Surprising, I think, is the summary for this one. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that review. Follow Twitter and Instagram, check out YouTube and program. As I always say, sorry to sound like a broken record, but it's a go to support the channel, it really is. Link for that's in the description. You get something back depending on what tea you pick. There's also a Discord server as well, completely free. Yeah, great to keep in touch with myself and the community. Link for that's also in the description. Leave a comment or free. Please like my videos. Please subscribe as well if you haven't already. I'll say if you do leave a comment, I usually almost always reply. So great to hear from you, really will. Take care. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya. Bye.